Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
Good afternoon. I'm about to say good morning. Good afternoon, let's begin this community focus. It's May 15, 2026. Hi, I'm one of your hosts, Gregory T. Roberts, and to my right,
Melvin C. Burns II.
How you guys doing today? We are excited to be here to bring you information, news, and more to get rid of the smoke and mirrors and give you the truth about what's happening in the world. What's happening?
Well, let's start with weather. Today is sunny, depending on when you look out the window. Low 42, high 66. Tomorrow, 85% chance of rain, but low 55, high 71. On Sunday, we have a low 54, high of 76. On Monday, low of 63, high of 78. Tuesday, still 75% chance of rain, low 56, high 69. Wednesday, low 47, high of 58. And Thursday, the sun comes back out, low 43, high of 61.
Real quick question before you go in there, top five. Did you get that Mother's Day card?
I asked for my wife that she hear me. She didn't hear that on the radio. But we had this debate last week about Mother's Day, and I felt like since my wife's not my mother, I'd have to get a Mother's Day card. But I was advised to still get her a Mother's Day card.
Yes.
So yes, I got that.
That's
card.
good advice.
Okay. All right. So I'll know for the future.
All right. How about your top five for the week?
5 lists. As people know, I put together a list. They're for fun. Don't take this as gospel. And it happened to be, we have educators today. I put together 5 things to do to prepare for the end of the school year. Number 1, talk over the school year with your kids. Talk about their experiences during the year and what kind of things they've enjoyed, not enjoyed. The second thing, make sure you take pictures. People don't have pictures other than the school picture. Maybe take pictures of the classroom, teachers, their friends, makes good memories. Number 3, which used to drive me nuts. How many days to the end of the school year? Make a big calendar, put on the wall, and cross out the days. And you can, I would do it out of sheer annoyance, but, it helps get your child engaged. Number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, plan a visit to the classroom for the school year is over with, and to the new school particularly. Especially if kids are changing schools, go look at it. And a lot of schools do that now. But even if they're going to the same school, different classroom, kind of go look at that new classroom, what it might look like. Number 5, and this is really big, make plans to see their best friends during the summer, especially now since the kids are always in neighborhood schools.
Right.
Now we got social media, but nothing like seeing your friend over the summer.
Mm.
We used to have to wait for a house fire, then we'd see everybody in the neighborhood. And then my bonus, I'll throw this one in there. It's still always nice to give the teacher a gift at the end of the school year.
Great idea.
Yeah.
One other thing with the pictures, make sure you print them out and not
Yes.
leave them on your phone.
Yes. Yeah, my God, printed pictures, man. Yes.
I'm guilty. I had 5,000 pictures on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
And everybody's trying to get everybody's phone, so print some pictures out. Yes.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
start today's show. Who do we have as guests?
Well, we want to welcome to the program our guests from Muskegon Lakeshore High School. We have Ken Byard.
Byard.
I messed that up.
Close
And
enough.
Trish Mayse. All right. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Good. Why don't you tell folks a little bit about yourself and what do you do there at Lakeshore High School?
Sure, I'll let Trish go first.
My name is Trish Mayse, and I'm the new assistant director. I do a lot of different things, it seems like, during the day, but basically academics and working with the kids, kind of like a guidance counselor, to set up their grad plans and make sure that they're taking the right classes and in the right places.
Okay.
Yeah, and my name's Ken Byard. I'm the new director as of probably 45, 50 days ago.
Okay.
And so I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah. Tell people what Muskegon Lakeshore High School is.
Sure. We were formerly known as Muskegon Covenant Academy.
Okay.
We're under new management now from a company called Oakmont Education out of Ohio. They own and operate 20 some odd schools, mostly in Ohio. There are 3 in Iowa, and now there's 1 in Michigan, where their first venture into Michigan. And so we are still a dropout prevention credit recovery school, but Oakmont's vision of including career tech education programs kind of sets their vision apart from what most traditional dropout recovery schools might be. And so we get kids that are 15 to 22 that maybe have fallen off pace from graduation, maybe fell in some hard times, that might need a different learning environment.
Okay.
We have small class sizes, and so it makes it maybe a little bit more comfortable for kids that struggle with that sort of traditional setting. But ultimately, our goal is to get all of our kids to graduate with a Michigan Certified High School diploma.
With the dropout rate the way it is, why is it important to have schools like yourself?
Well, it's important because we all learn differently, right? And so, and I think that that's something that continues to gain momentum across the country. And I think COVID really kind of shined a light on that we can teach remotely and we can learn remotely, and you don't have to go to a traditional brick and mortar school with 25 kids in a classroom with a teacher, right? And the evolution of online learning and how that's gotten better and more effective. It just offers kids a better opportunity, all variety of kids, a chance to be successful.
And I think all the schools, even the traditional brick and mortar, are suffering through a lot of absenteeism. I hear every time I go to a meeting. And this gives the kids that flexibility to be able to still be on track because they can work from home and around their jobs. And we have childcare in the building, so it gives them some options.
Okay. And how many students do you have at the high school currently?
166.
Yeah.
So give us an idea, what does an average day look for a student?
Yep. So we run 2 sessions, an afternoon or morning session and an afternoon session. So kids come in, they do their 2 1.5-hour sessions. We have a little mini session in there. During that time, there's some direct instruction going on. As a highlight, we have certified staff in all core content areas and a fully certified special education teacher and program. Our hope is that at some point we become the premier special education program in the county. We have the people in the building to do that. And so we firmly believe that at some point we will be that. But a student comes in, they do their online classes, they get some direct instruction, we feed them lunch, and then they're off to whatever they need to do, job, whatever else they might have. And then our afternoon kids come in and we kind of repeat the same thing.
But that opposite schedule also allows them to keep working. So we have some kids that just entered this year that are already going to graduate at like 17 because you can accelerate as well. It's not just credit recovery. There's also that option.
So it's like a self-learning pace?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the special education. Is that a big part of a lot of students struggling in some of the other traditional high schools?
I mean, if you're looking to get into education and you decide to become a special education certified teacher, you will find a job. Those people are, they're precious. They're unicorns when you find great ones. We're fortunate in that we do have a great one. And so, you're seeing more and more kids that develop or have gone through earlier trauma, like than maybe what we've experienced at our age.
Oh yes.
And so, we're getting more and more kids that have IEPs, that have 504s. And I think I can say that as a general comment about all of education, that those kids need those supports. And we are fortunate enough to be able to offer those types of supports.
Okay. Now, are your students from Muskegon County exclusively, or is it broader than that?
No, most of them are from Muskegon County, and actually most of them right from this neighborhood.
Okay.
These couple of years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now you guys have an event coming up in June. You want to tell us about a little bit?
Yeah, can I back up first?
Yeah, please.
Absolutely.
Just real
Please do.
quick. So we're hosting our first school prom tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock at Furcano's place.
Yes.
Kids don't have to buy tickets. They get in for free.
Okay.
So food's provided, and they're just there's a sense of excitement amongst the student body and the staff to kind of see everybody in a different light, right?
Yeah.
And so we have that coming up tonight, and then June 2nd we will be graduating up to 25 seniors
Nice.
at Adelaide Point. We were just there visiting that location, and it's going to be a beautiful setup. It's going to be a great evening. And then finally, our capstone, June 9th, we're having a end of school celebration, not only for our kids, but our greater community right there on Catherine Street.
Yeah.
Elephant in the room is that you just unfortunately had a thing that happened at our prom. How important is safety to you guys?
It's vital. We'll have our own security people there tonight. Kids will be expected to be there by a certain time or else they can't get in. We've contacted Muskegon police to make sure that they're kind of in the area at the drop-off times and the pickup times. And so it's obviously a concern. It's something that's on our minds, but we feel like our student body and our families understand that, this is a pretty special event that's taking place for the first time, and they don't want to do anything to jeopardize that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pray the kids have a fun, safe evening.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Good. And you all have some dance moves you're going to teach the students.
You should see Trish. She acts like she can't get down, but she can get down.
But I consider the importance of, even though, again, maybe not a traditional school, to have events like prom so that they don't feel like they're secondary to other schools.
Yeah, we're planning a yearbook. I should be done next week. I'm just waiting for prom. So we're just trying to give them that traditional experience and change things up a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah, one of the things that kids in our setting, we heard early, is that they want to feel like a real school. And so we're trying to provide those opportunities, create a yearbook, have prom, have celebrations, all those sorts of things that make it feel like school. Because it is, and we want them to have the same opportunities that kids that go to traditional schools have.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know if I say traditional schools, is that the right term to even use? If it's not, correct me, please.
That's fair. We're okay with it.
Okay. Let's talk about the event taking place on June 9th.
Yeah, we're excited. We're gonna have bounce houses, and we'll fire up the grill and cook some burgers and dogs, and have a little 3-on-3 tournament. And it's something that they've done in the past, and so we're gonna kind of duplicate that and bring it back. They used to do it as a start of school event, and we're gonna do it this year as a close the school year down. Have a great summer. Muskegon Police will be there handing out popsicles. We have some other entities coming in to just promote goodwill and joy and send off into the summer.
Okay. How important, and you mentioned partnerships, how important is it to develop those partnerships and the students to see partnerships like with Muskegon Police and other people?
It's especially important given our setting because we aren't traditional, right? And so anytime that our kids can see that people believe in them and organizations believe in them and they want to partner with us, it only strengthens our cause. It only builds confidence for kids, and they start to understand that, okay, people do care, right? And so it might look different for us in our setting, but ultimately the message is the same. That there are adults in the community that want to see you be successful and that are willing to partner with you in order to get you there, right? And that message is important, especially for kids in our building.
Okay.
And we're growing our partnerships. Next year's CTE, we already put together partnerships with local businesses for each section that we're going to run and offer to the kids. So there will be those opportunities for them to, while they're training, to go to those places and do some on-the-job training as well. And again, it's really important for us to foster those and show the community that there's going to be more opportunity coming.
Okay. So tell me this, how does and we have listeners all over the county, and how does a student come to your school? What are the ways that a student comes to your school?
They have many tracks there. Sometimes, the standard classroom just doesn't work for them. And sometimes they might have family or jobs that they need to go to, so they come to us for the flexibility. If you're talking about actually enrolling, there's a couple different options. You can enroll online at our website. You can come into our building and work with an enrollment specialist. Some of our kids are brought to us by other schools that they think that our building would be a better fit for those kids. So there's a lot of tracks into the building.
So if I'm just a parent listening, and we maybe struggle with some things in traditional school, I can reach out to you guys about maybe getting my child enrolled on the phone.
Absolutely. Yep. Give us a call, stop by. We have signs throughout the city. Schedule a tour. I would say most of our kids who end up with us take a tour to kind of see how things roll and see if it kind of fits them and their learning style. So our door is always open to having people come check us out and kind of get a feel for how we do things.
Now, with schools, the traditional things that people are fighting with, like bullying and all this kind of stuff, what are your guys' take on avoiding that and keeping kids on the educational level?
Well, we're not unlike traditional schools in that we're still dealing with young adults, right? And so our main focus of building relationships, fostering positive relationships with students is first and foremost.
That's good.
And we hope that that feel becomes the culture and the culture drives the behavior, right? And so we have high expectations. We're continuing to build and bolster our PBIS efforts, our MTSS efforts. And so we feel like if we can build relationships first, because the old adage, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, is extremely relevant in the situation that we're in. And so our primary focus is that first. Let's build positive relationships. Let's meet their basic needs, and then we can focus on the academics after that.
The second question on that: how important is it? You said keeping that bar high. How important to maintain that bar of expectations?
Well, kids are people pleasers, right? And so if you set the bar high, they'll ultimately try to get there, right? And most of them will get there. And so whether it's academic rigor, whether it's academic integrity, whether it's truancy, whether it's just being engaged, wherever you set that bar, kids will generally try to get there. And so making a conscious effort to build a culture that raises the bar in all of those kind of areas is our drive, right? And Oakmont's been extremely supportive in helping us to kind of recenter our focus so that we're doing just that.
And I think the special part about our program that Oakmont brought to us is we have some specialty positions. We have a student success coordinator, we have a family advocate, we have a resiliency coach. Every kid that walks through the door gets a mentor, an adult mentor in the building. So in that way, like, we show them we believe in them, and we raise the expectation, and we help them to achieve it.
That's good.
I have two questions. One, what makes y'all want to work in an environment like this versus a traditional?
I'll let Trish answer that first because she's worked there longer.
Okay.
But I'll just dovetail off what she says because it's probably going to be the same.
Well, I started in alternative education because back in the day, because I'm a lot older than hopefully I look, but that's all the only jobs that were there. So I started in Flint Beecher, and it was an alternative school, and I just got a lot out of those relationships. I actually was a kid going to other people's homes that were probably almost the same age as I was, doing home visits. But those relationships, I still have friends from that. I still talk to people that I helped learn to hang curtains or whatever.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's a special opportunity at the end of my career to give back the way it gave to me when I started.
Awesome.
Yeah, and unlike Trish, I don't have any alternative ed experience, but I've been up and down kind of the West Michigan area in various positions in Muskegon County. And I was retired, and I was like, there's no chance I'm getting back into education. I'm done. I've done my time.
All right.
And this opportunity was presented to me. And initially I said, no, I'm not doing it. Like, I want to be done. And the more I learned about what they were doing in their mission and their vision, it was like, oh, geez, we could really make a positive impact on a lot of kids and a greater community. And so that in and of itself was enough to pull me back in and to try to, further this cause.
And I think that's the beautiful part of our staff is we have a lot of people that are coming back into education and realizing this was their passion. And so you walk in those hallways and you're going to see some very veteran staff with some very diverse experiences, and it does nothing but help the kids.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. The other thing I was going to ask you, you said 15 to 22, so talk to me about dealing with that older population, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are still getting high school education. Talk about that experience.
And it's actually 26 if you're a special education student with an IEP. For me, it's totally different. Having come from a K-12 environment, we didn't have 21-year-olds in the building or 20-year-olds in the building, and so it's taken a little bit of adjustment to me. But ultimately, they're still kids, right? And you're a 22-year-old kid, right? Your frontal lobe hasn't developed yet, and so we treat them just like we would any other freshman, except maybe this freshman's 21 and he can drive to school and all the other kind of things. But once you're in the building, to us, you're just a kid. And I think that's important that we keep that perspective.
I had a friend that had a problem with his granddaughter. In the first semester, she had missed like 76 days. Apparently, there's an issue. There's something wrong there. How important is it for us to get out of traditional thinking and say maybe our child is not right for K-12 and maybe they need to look at other solutions, like your school system?
Well, I think the European models that are doing the best are all going that route and having like smashing success stories. So Finland, it's like a 5-month program, and most of it half spent in the classroom, half spent in jobs and really life experience. And so, we have to venture into that and figure out like a fix, something that works for us and within the school realm.
Okay. You talked about Oakmont. I'm sure you all had a chance to do background on them. What is their success rate been like? They've been around a while, apparently, in Ohio. What is their success rate been like? We're dealing with these student groups in Ohio.
So Trish and I went down to do some onboarding down there and visited some schools. And I can't speak historically to what they've done, but what we saw was pretty cool. Repurposing spaces that you would never think there could be a school. And they have full-blown career tech education classes, kids in their advanced manufacturing using robots, a full culinary kitchen in spaces where you're like, that used to be an old Bally's Fitness. Now it's a school, right? And now it's an option for kids. And so you can't ever have enough options, and competition makes you better. And so having options like what we are, and with the addition of the career tech programming that's coming in next year and over the course of the next 3 years, I think it's really going to put us in the center of the county in terms of opportunities for not just kids that maybe have fallen off track, but for kids who want a career tech education experience.
Because let's face it, because a lot of homes, like the home that I grew in, it was important for me to work. And so I kind of missed a lot of days of school, being transparent there. But it was important for me to work. And I think it's important for you guys and us to realize, and parents to realize, is to be honest and say that to look for alternatives for the kid to get that education.
We have a big population of kids who work for a shift. And so we make accommodations for them to do their work virtually. We still check in on them. We still are making sure that their needs are met. And so there's an opportunity that maybe they wouldn't have if all there were traditional, 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock schools. They'd have to not go to school to go to work.
Mhm.
And so our kids are able to do both.
Great. We haven't told people where you're located. I don't think we mentioned it. Tell folks where you're located.
125 Catherine Street off Urban. So
Okay.
Yeah, and good luck getting there because it's a
It's all
complete
torn up.
mess.
Or for old timers like Greg and I, the old
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin
Oh,
school.
McLaughlin
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
Yeah, so we talk about when you've been here a long time, we call stuff what it was 30 years ago, and people stare at us like, what are you talking about?
And it's a great building. It
It
really
is.
is. Yeah, it's sturdy.
Good.
And we have
Good
a
to
lot
hear.
of space for that expansion. We're going to probably be one of Oakmont's biggest CTE schools. They do everything on a very small footprint,
Mhm.
and they're very successful at it.
Sounds like some exciting things taking place at the school.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, we're excited about the addition of our CTE programming. We already have a business certified business teacher who's doing business program. She taught a couple classes. She's a PhD, did some higher education work. There are a lot of schools in the county that can say they have a staff member like that in their building. And so we foresee gaining or gathering some really high tier talent as we develop the CTE programs.
Wonderful. We're at the bottom of the hour. So again, let's talk about those activities, give dates and times, and so people know.
Yep, prom tonight, 7 to 10. That'll be at Fricano's. Graduation June 2nd, 6 o'clock. That'll be at Adelaide Point.
Mhm.
And then our big community event, June 9th. That'll be from 4 to 7. It'll be right at our school, right on campus. And we'll have a lot of fun stuff for the community. Come and join us in.
You guys keep us updated and come back.
Absolutely. We'd love to do that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We're down at the bottom of the hour. This is Community Focus on this May 15th, 2026. We want to thank our guests, and we're going to take a commercial break, pay some bills. We'll see you in a second.
Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
Welcome back to to Community Focus this May 15th, 2026. We're just having a great conversation about life in general. I want to know, how are you surviving with these gas prices?
You know what? I have a set dollar amount I put in my car. I don't fill it. I use premium gas. I don't fill it up anymore. Yeah, no.
You had a gold card.
I have a set dollar amount. And when I hit that dollar amount, that's it. And that's got to get me to the next. I can usually go, I don't do a lot of them. I can go about 10 days between fill-ups, between gas ups, not fill-ups.
Not fill-ups.
Yeah. Man, this is the highest gas price I can ever remember. And without saying what kind of car I drive, I'm sure I'd be about $90 filling it up.
I wouldn't even think about.
Yeah, so like I said, I have a set dollar amount. And when I hit that, okay, that's it.
That's funny because you and I are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I get to that amount, I put that amount, that's what we're going to survive on. If we have to, we were looking at those electronic bicycles.
They're taking off places.
They're taking off. We're saying maybe we need to look at getting some of those.
Yeah. There's an event one thing I like, I go on Facebook events, a lot of things going on as we move into the summer.
A lot.
But tonight, 5:30 at the Lakeshore Museum, they're unveiling an exhibit, will be out for a couple of months, history of radio in Muskegon.
Nice.
And I do know that this station will be a part of that history, as it should be. And we had the folks in the museum on a couple of months ago. But as you look at things to do, that should probably be neat. Go back to the old days of my friend Les Edwards.
Les Edwards.
Yeah, that was my friend. But just a lot of history. Remember, we had to turn on the okay, I don't know what that symbol means.
Yeah, but I remember the days when you would record your tape and hope that the person didn't talk the intro. How you would make your cassette tape.
Oh yeah. Have to wait till 12 o'clock to get the good music.
You get the good music. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Being part of this radio since the beginning, I'm extremely proud of PA and the staff here for all the work that they do.
Yeah. I think we're going to take another quick break, and we may have our guests coming back.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. This is my time. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind. Find your place in space. This is my time. Space for All.
And welcome back to Community Focus. We have a new guest.
Yeah, one of my favorite people. This young lady has been involved in a few things around Muskegon, but she's here today to talk about the Muskegon Young Black Professionals. And you'll have a couple of things coming up we want to talk about. Introduce yourself to our guests.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Hines, and I have the privilege of serving as the founder and board chair of Muskegon Young Black Professionals.
All right. And what is the Muskegon Young Black Professionals?
Muskegon Young Black Professionals is an organization that focuses on the personal and professional and social development of young Black professionals here in Muskegon County. We've been in existence since 2017. So we'll be celebrating, I think this is our 9th year. And so we're super excited that we've lasted this long as an organization.
Nice.
We do several events around the community. We have social events at local restaurants and bars around Muskegon County. We host professional development events, whether it's around mental health, financial literacy, salary negotiation, or how to just prepare yourself for whatever your next position is in your current industry or things like that too. So we're excited. We've been in the community for 9 years. We love the people we serve. We love when people engage with our organization. So yeah, we're happy to be here.
Now I follow you guys on Facebook. You guys do a lot of social awards. You give awards away to recognize people. Talk how important it is to recognize excellence or people that are just involved in the community.
Yeah, so every single year we host our Shades of Excellence Award ceremony. So this year it'll be held November 7th at the front hall starting at 6 p.m. We hope people will come out and join us. We started this around 2021, understanding that there's a lot of recognition and awards that people do around Muskegon County, but a lot of times it doesn't acknowledge the efforts of Black professionals working in these white spaces and places. And so we wanted to be the answer to some of those issues, right? Supporting Black professionals here in Muskegon. So we honor people that are trailblazers, people that are making social impact. We have a Black Magic Award and things like that too. So we're hoping people will join us. This will actually be our 6th Shades of Excellence Award ceremony, happen November 7th. So we've been happy that award ceremony continues to exist in our community as well.
I want to say to my son-in-law Flurry that you were one of the recipients.
Yes.
So great job.
Yes.
So take the time. How many businesses and how many people you're actually dealing with?
Yeah, so we are a small but mighty board of 5 right now. But we interact with all sorts of groups, all sorts of community members. We'll have an event where there might be 40 people, it might be 200. So our interaction with all sorts of people kind of varies depending on what type of event we host.
So tonight you have an event.
Yes.
Talk about the event tonight.
Yeah. So tonight we're partnering with the Greater Muskegon JCs to host one of our social happy hours that we do. We try to do as much as possible every 4th Friday. This didn't fall on that, but we're glad to partner with the Greater Muskegon JCs, and it's an opportunity for people to come out, meet other professionals in the community, just have a good time at Wonderland Distilling today at 5:30.
Now, Greg did want to know, it's called Muskegon Young Black Professionals. Is there an upper age limit, or is it just if you consider yourself a young black?
If you consider yourself a young professional, we ask people to come. Our target age is 21 to 45, but the people that attend our events range from ages. We've had people upwards of maybe 20 all the way upwards of 77 or 80. So yeah, our target kind of ranges, but we try to target events and programming around individuals 21 to 45.
Now I have to mention this past president, Muskegon JCs. I have to mention that Life Remember Senator 58006. Life Remember 123. I have to get that information out there. Okay, but how important is it for partnerships, develop partnerships like that? Because the JCs, they stop at their age at 40. How important is it to develop those partnerships?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we are very strategic in the partnerships that we build at Muskegon Young Black Professionals. We understand that we serve as a very niche group here in Muskegon, and we always want to keep the authentic nature of our organization. So we tell people we would love to partner with you. We want to collaborate with other organizations, but also understand the need for spaces for Black professionals in our community. We want you to understand. We want you to understand our population of the people that we serve, and understanding that our mission and our vision for our organization is never going to change. It will always be Muskegon Young Black Professionals. So if you also want to support people that fit into that population, we are willing and able to partner with you all the time. Like I said, we're a small and mighty board right now too, so partnerships are very, very important for us right now.
You know, I interviewed you guys a couple of months ago, and after I said this after the interview, I was talking to a couple of my friends from high school who were professionals, and we were just talking about that whole idea of, you know, needing that social environment when you work. I worked in a building in Dayton, Ohio, 9 floors. There were 2 Black professionals in the whole building, other than our director, but me and another guy. It was funny. We used to talk, and we used to always like, why is everybody watching us? And we're just kicking it about whatever. But no, just the need for that environment. You know, when there would be things after work, but just the need for other people in that space. And, you know, we wasn't plotting overthrow of the city, but you know, just other people that recognize the experience you were having as a Black person. And again, that didn't exist really in Muskegon when I was, you know, in that age, when I was in the eligible age group and being a young professional. So I just think it's tremendous that you all have this organization.
Yeah, I appreciate those words. I think, you know, a lot of us that are part of the organization moved back to Muskegon after college or after living in other places of the country, and knowing like that social networking was so important in college or wherever else you were. And so we were like, how can we create that environment here in Muskegon where people feel supported, appreciated, appreciated and seen, and maybe places that they work at that they don't feel appreciated and seen too. So we want to be around for a very, very long time. We appreciate 103.7 The Beat for their support, and the community for their support. Like it means tremendously to us. Like we love it.
Do you ever get questioned or challenged by non-Black professionals about why you need this separate group?
Yeah, all the time, and I have to hold their hand and
Welcome to
why this need. But I think even asking the question proves why our organization needs to exist, right? Yeah. I mean, if we look around, like it's not too many organizations in Muskegon County where it's like 50% or more Black folks, right? Like a lot of us are just maybe 1 of 1 or 1 of 5 or 1 of 10 in these bigger organizations, and so sometimes we lack that support. We don't know who we should trust in our organizations and things like that too. So we're often having conversations with people like, why is Black in the name? Why is Young in the name? And things like that too. And we have to say there needs to be a need where people that look like us feel appreciated and supported in this workplace environment.
So do you get non-Black professionals that are not Black want to hang out with you guys?
All the time. Yeah, but it's good. I mean, like the Greater Muskegon JCs, right? Yeah. They've been great supporters and partners and sponsors of us since we started. Even when we were formatting the group, I leaned on some of their members to say, hey, help me understand this. How, what are some barriers or challenges that I should anticipate starting a group like this too? And they've been very supportive of us. And we, cater to similar audiences with the Greater Muskegon JCs and ours, but I think we both organizations understand the need for each other in this space. So we're glad that there's friends of ours in this work.
Now, back in the day, I was the first Black president of Muskegon JCs, and back then you talked about partnerships, but there was times where I felt I didn't have anybody to talk to or trust, or okay, how do you lead an organization like this? Talk about developing those relationships.
Yeah. We are blessed that a lot of the relationships that we've been able to build so far come from our professional experience. We're able to lean on people that we work with. We're able to lean on community members, and we all understand we're from Muskegon. Muskegon's small.
Yes.
It's easy to call up someone on the phone, or somebody's connected to somebody else to say, hey, we have this going on. Can we lean on your support too? So I think coming from a smaller community is really helpful in helping us build relationships too. But I think some people don't like the smallness of our community sometimes. And so I hope our organization continues to make the world seem a little bigger for young professionals here in Muskegon. One of the things and one of the ways we really want to see ourselves and hope the community sees us is we really want to be attraction and retention for Black professionals here in Muskegon County. So if there's people who are now working at ADAC Automotive that may have lived in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? We want to build relationships with the ADACs and the Miller Knowles and the Consumer Energies to say, hey, you might not see a lot of people in our organization that look like you, but this is an organization you could tap into that'll give you that support and appreciation and even just like social connection that you're looking for too. So we're hoping more people will see us in that light, working with more industries and manufacturing companies or even nonprofits to say, hey, let us support this organization as they support our employees.
For some of these companies, it can make a difference in recruiting.
Absolutely.
The hospital struggle, the school struggle with recruiting. So, somebody could tell you where you get your hair cut or get your hair products, make a big difference.
Makes a huge difference.
It does. It definitely does.
Yeah. We want to talk about the other event you guys have coming up, the State of Us, mental wellness in Black families, and something very close to Greg and I. We spent a lot of time talking about this. Tell us about the event, why you're putting it on, and what folks can expect.
Yeah, so I have to definitely shout out the organizers of this particular event, Kylie Jackson and Kiera McCain. They're the brainchild children behind this event. Understanding May is Mental Health Month. So we wanted to highlight the importance of managing your mental health and resources that you can access if you're struggling with your mental health. So as opposed to just focusing on one aspect of mental health, we wanted to focus on all aspects, women, men, and children, understanding understanding that everybody's mental health is impacted. I mean, look at the state of our world, the state of our country, even the state of our county right now. People's mental health are packed. I mean, I got gas on my way here. I almost lost my mind when I saw that the price just kept going up and up, right?
That's a stressor.
Right? And so it's like you work hard, you get to a point where you consider yourself professional and get to the top of your organization and just feel like you're always climbing a ladder, right? So we want to be able to support people who may be struggling with their mental health during mental health awareness and give them the proper resources that they need to manage.
Okay. This event is taking place on Monday?
Yeah, Monday, May 18th at 6 p.m. via Zoom. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll find information on how to register. We're hoping people can join us, and we have phenomenal speakers that'll be speaking on behalf of mental health at that event.
How important is it for a Black professional to admit that they are struggling for like support, mentorship? I'm just out here and I'm treading water.
It's very important. I feel like I've been on my own personal mental health journey, right? Understanding that a lot of us take on a lot at our jobs, right? Like I was saying earlier, we're sometimes the only one. So the burden of being the only Black person in the room can have a toll on your mental health. Outside of that, we're humans, right? We have children, we have family, we have friends and people that we're supporting, right? All of these things can have an impact on our mental health. And if we don't check that and get the proper help that we deserve, like we're not functioning to our proper expectation. And so if we don't take care of ourselves internally, we can't be good for other people. So I definitely encourage people, whatever that journey may look like for you. I'm a big proponent of therapy. I encourage people to have therapy. Prayer and therapy both work.
Amen.
So I tell people to do both. But yeah, whatever your journey may look like, I encourage people to like check in with themselves and get the proper help that they need.
Yeah, that's good. And I've got the flyer here. You have Sean Roberts, who's speaking of Black women's mental health. We have Trey Wyrick on Black men's mental health, and Anissa Williams. They're all licensed social workers. We'll be speaking on child and family mental health. So we're covering the full gamut there.
Yes, absolutely.
You talk about, again, Greg and I talk about this a lot on air and off the air, this idea of mental health. And you said two things. One, and we're both ministers of the gospel, but and we'll tell people, go get you some professional help. We give, and our vocation as ministers historically has not done a good job of, and I would almost say a disservice of telling people you need some kind of counseling I can't provide. And so I think that's important that we say that. It's like, yes, we're proponents of people getting professional mental health. But again, there's this whole idea of that you're covering families, children and men and women. And, we say, Black people we don't do that.
We don't tell our secrets.
Yeah.
What happens in the house stays in the house.
Yeah. So trying to break that narrative of, it's not something we do, and the effects are kind of showing in our community that it's not something we don't do enough. So, I appreciate that you all are speaking to that as a Black organization, that this is something you want to put out front.
We try to do an event a couple of times a year focused on mental health. Like even last month, we had a Black maternal health conversation with some people too, understanding like as we're raising children or getting ready to have birth, the importance of supporting mothers, specifically Black mothers in our community too. So we definitely want to tackle the mind, body, of spirit of professionals. We're just not an organization that cares about your professional health. We care about your personal well-being as well. So we try to have events that focus on both aspects of people.
And you talk, dealing with young people. And I have a guy that I deal with. He's 22. He just, he's married and he's expecting his first child. And too many times they go places and they miss in the gap. Because, like, for instance, go to church on Sunday and then see you next Sunday. But wait a minute, I got a lot of questions. So we're doing something to do that. How important that we address those questions, because there's no manual that comes with growing up, working a job, getting ready to raise a child. There's no manual.
No, it really isn't. I mean, even beyond like the personal things that you've talked about, even working in like professional spaces, like we have mom and dads that weren't college educated. We have mom and dads that maybe didn't work in higher levels of government or healthcare and things like that too. So us as young Black professionals try to come into that gap, right? Like you can talk to us who have had some of those experiences, whether personal or professional, right? Or we can connect you to individuals that can answer those questions that you may have too. So we try to be a full service organization, or whether it's like from the the spiritual side or the personal side or the professional side. Like we're connected to so many people that can help people on whatever level of their journey that they're on.
So you mentioned will you have some other events going on between now and your program in November?
Yeah, it's going to be a busy summer, but we're so excited and looking forward to it. Like mentioned earlier, we have our event tonight at 5:30 at Wonderland Distilling. We have our mental health forum on Monday, May 18th, starting at 6 p.m. Also, we're doing our annual Chill and Grill. It's a big cookout, family friendly, that we host every year, but this year it will fall on Juneteenth. So June 19th at 6 p.m. we'll be at Market Drake Elliott Park out by the beach having our Chill and Grill from 6 to 9. So we'll be out there barbecuing. We'll have games and music, and it's going to be a really, really good time. Awesome. We're working with the Greater Muskegon JCs again in August to do a salary negotiation workshop. So we understand, as we're continuing to follow these people for the last 9 years we've been an organization, people are elevating, right, in their careers or switching industries, and how can they advocate for themselves in those spaces. So we'll be doing that in August. And then our big event, we do a headshot happy hour every year in October. Then our big event is in November. So we got a lot of things planned the rest of the year, and we hope people follow us.
Now, you brought up something, salary negotiation, because my daughter called and said, "Dad, I don't know what to ask for. I want to apply for this. I don't know what to start." How important is that? Because a lot of people don't know. They come out of college, they don't know what to ask for.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a skill, right, of asking for those things, or just not. I mean, it's a skill, of course, but also like understanding your worth in the organization, right? Like coming to terms with like, hey, I'm worth so much more. I'm deserving of so much more. I feel like we've all have different stories of being on our journey.
Now she preaching good. Now we got slow down. Now you're preaching good. You need to go back about people understanding their worth.
Yes, I guess I moved too fast, huh?
Don't just gloss over that part.
I don't want, because I've also personally been on my journey. I remember prior to the organization that I work for now, I worked for this other organization for 6.5 years. Have been there, had started programs, could rattle off the number of the money that I've been able to disperse the community. It took me year 5.5 to ask for more money.
Really?
Like I knew my worth at this organization, right? But was just scared to take that next step to say, hey, this is what I've done. This is what I've accomplished. These are the relationships I built. This is what I feel like I'm worth. Like, how can we help each other in this? And I think it's just something that really I didn't really have the support to know what to ask for, right? Like, I think Google was my best friend. Like, hey, like, this is my industry. This is what I'm currently making. This is my community. Like, how much money would somebody that lives in maybe Cincinnati make in the same position? And so I feel like, just doing market research was really helpful for me. I didn't get the number, right, that I asked for, but I was pretty darn close.
Okay.
It moved.
Yeah, it moved tremendously. Yeah. And so I think we get to the point of like, we got to have a conversation and assess like, hey, and I've tried to do a better job of like writing down, like if I'm like the project lead on a project, right? Or if I've raised a certain amount of money or dispersed a certain amount of money or made this certain connection that helped elevate this initiative in my job. Like, let's start jotting that stuff down and being like, hey, I've been here 3 years. This is all I've accomplished. This is what I think I am deserving of since I've been here in the last 3 years. So I think we just got to get in a better habit of asking for the things. And I had this conversation with somebody once. I was like, when you were raised religious, my mom's a preacher too. So I was born and raised in the church. And I'm like, you learn, just be grateful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You learn just grateful. God will provide all your needs, right? Your treasures are in heaven. And I fully believe that, right? I am not saying I don't. But I think, my treasures also help my church. So the more
so
treasures
they should be
I
grateful.
have,
They need to be grateful too.
the more I can help my church, right? And so I think I had a mindset of like always having a servant heart and a servant spirit. And I still do. I think that's very important too. But I think we also can like ask for our worth and still have a servant mindset. And so I think it was also me breaking down those barriers of like my upbringing from a religious perspective, but also understanding my worth at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's good.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
If folks are interested in the event tonight or joining Young Black Professionals or even giving support to it, how can they reach you guys?
Yeah, we encourage people to follow our Facebook page, Muskegon Young Black Professionals. We also have a website, muskegonybp.org, if you want to learn more about our organization. Please follow us. Please join us. I will say, I try to make this plug every time I speak to someone about the organization. Everything we host is free.
Okay.
Everything is free. Our Shades of Excellence Award ceremony, of course, is a cost because it's the only fundraiser we do throughout the year to support our programming. So it's no entry fee, right? We just want people to come, celebrate with us, learn more about our organization, and interact with us. So we hope people will take that time and really, and it's for all, whether you're just, an entry-level professional or you're senior leadership, we have something that can help people wherever they are on their journey. So we hope people will join us.
How important is it to not being afraid of being a pioneer and advancing yourself?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I live by the motto, if not you, then who? Right. I feel like we gotta start blazing some trails if we want to see a better world for our children and our grandchildren and our nieces and nephews. So don't be afraid to be the only one. And I have conversations with people all the time. They're like, hey, I've had this thought, or I have this program or initiative. What do you think? And I was like, you know what? I just talked to such and such 2 days ago about that same thing. You are your partner. So don't be afraid to say your dreams and goals out loud. You don't know who else may have those same aspirations as you.
She preaching good. I mean, she talking some real good stuff, because this is a lot of stuff that people are afraid of, taking that next step or realizing that you might be the first. And the thing is, you need to be the first. Why not you? You're qualified. Why not you? So go do it.
Yeah, I mean, Young Black Professionals, like, I feel like I did it scared. When we started the organization, I had just moved back to Muskegon. I was born and raised here. I just moved back from college, went to Michigan State, didn't have a job, was working at JCPenney at the time when I started the organization. Didn't really know what was my next step. Really didn't want to be back in Muskegon. Had aspirations to live the big life in Chicago. I really wanted to go to Chicago, right? And then I was like, but I feel like there's just such a need here in Muskegon, right? Like there's just such a need. I remember like the feeling of how important social networking was in college. And even like I had been in Detroit and LA and New York to some other social networking events and like just really found those to be helpful and productive, right? And I feel like even now, I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for like the social networking and support that I found too. So blazing those trails, you never know what that would lead. I never thought in 2017, working at JCPenney, being back in Muskegon when I wanted to live to Chicago, that we'll be seeing 9 years of this organization, right? And all the love and support we've received. And even I've thought about like how it's personally helped me in my professional growth, right? Like I never thought I would be where I am now as well. So like, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Have conversations with people. Come to Muskegon Young Black Professional events and talk to people. They might help you get to those next steps as well.
Jocelyn, we want to thank you for coming in. Keep us updated. I mean, there goes the show. At the end, we usually give some words of advice. We usually tell somebody to reach out and help somebody, because you never know who you're going to touch. But I'm going to change that up a little bit. The analogy they say is if a plane is falling down and that oxygen, you put the oxygen on you first before you help yourself. How about you put that bag on yourself? Do something for yourself. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to 794 to get that 2-pound pork chop. For me. For me, I'm going to bless me. I'm going to do something for me. Do something for yourself. Bless something for your mindset this weekend.
Sounds good. Brother, I'm going to be at prayer walk tomorrow, resting this old man's body that's got some pains in it this weekend. And I'll be at a Prison of Friends Church ministering there Sunday. Other than that, I'm going to rest this weekend.
Which is very important that you get your rest. Okay, that's community focus for this weekend. Listen, you guys take care. Thank you, Jocelyn, again. And we'll see you next week. Take care. God bless. We'll see you.
The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 Black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically Black and proud media, from podcasts to independent Black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available right now on Google Play and the Apple Store. Join the movement. Be empowered.